Vernon Foster here, and I'd like to take a moment here and personally congratulate you on listening to your gut and doing the smart thing and deciding to invest in Cast Copilot. That decision to invest has the potential to be the single most important investment of your life because it contains information so powerful that it can and will change everything for you and your future. So, congratulations. You did it. You just got your hands on a system that less than 1% of podcasters will ever know exists. A system so powerful that it's literally going to give you an unfair advantage over everyone in your market. This same exact system is the reason I was able to generate over $100,000 from podcasting to date. And the number is constantly increasing because I actually still run a successful podcast while only creating content less than 2 hours a week. And I did it without having to get millions of downloads, build a massive production team, or spend thousands on ridiculous equipment or book expensive podcast studios, or ever have to worry about waking up at night in a cold sweat wondering when and where my next payout was going to come from. I never have to think about these things because the system does it all for me. And now it's going to do it all for you. All you have to do is implement it and you'll be ready to go. It's that easy. Now, the single decision you just made is the second most important decision you've made. The most important decision is going to be right here, right now, on this very page. Because I'm going to give you a shot at something that was never part of the plan. And that something is I'm about to give you my entire podcasting blueprint. That's right. Not just tell you about how the system works, which I did in the membership community. I'm talking about giving you all the game that many keep hidden from you. Plus all the training to go with it to show you how to implement it in your own podcast. Basically everything else I couldn't possibly teach Cast Copilot to do. I never planned on doing this. The thought of it even freaked me out because I have $100,000 plus a year on the line if I do this. Yet, here it is, and here I am. You see, when we decided to build Cast Copilot, I wanted to create something that had never been created. Something so powerful that it would be a total game changer. Something no other podcast teacher has the courage to do. Put all of it on the line, show you how it really works, and sit back and enjoy all of the success stories that come out of it. And that's exactly what happened. People started implementing the tools and started getting results. This testimonial comes from Jonathan Barney, which was one of our members, and he says, "The idea of launching my cast before I followed your course was a million miles away, but now I'm putting out a cast every other day. Thank you, brother." With Cast Copilot AI, we accomplished that. And I know without a shadow of doubt that the next several weeks are going to be a complete game changer for you. Once you start taking action and implementing Cast Copilot AI's system, everything is going to change for you. You're going to launch faster, which is going to create unstoppable momentum, which means that you're going to get cash easier than ever. You're going to have status and you're going to attract high value clients. You're going to go from broke to abundant. And that's when everything is going to change for you. But then I thought, will it? What if none of that happens for you? What if you open Cast Copilot, get inspired, and do nothing about it? That's exactly what I found some of our members are doing. If you decided not to implement everything we show you because I'm too busy, I don't have the time, I have better things to do, or whatever the reason might be, if you decide not to put it into practice, all the hopes you had to go up in smoke. And unfortunately, this happens all too often. In fact, it happens about 75% of the time, if not more. Not opening a product that you ordered or opening a product and not acting on it is a very real possibility for you, a very real threat to your success. And if it happens, your dream will only remain a dream. You will continue to struggle to get your podcast launched, and you will continue being the best kept secret. Most people sell a product, and if 10% take action, they are lucky. They get testimonials from those 10% if the product's good. What about the other 90%? Forgotten? I don't want to leave the 90% left behind. In fact, that concerns me. Because here at Pod Parrot HQ, we want to get testimonials from as much as the 90% of the people who buy our products. I want to get almost everyone to take action, and you're about to see exactly why. I face the same problem. Like every other podcaster does, when I started selling Cast Copilot, 75% just weren't using the product and therefore not getting results. I said to myself, I'm not going to let this happen. I don't know how, but it's not going to happen to our customers. So let me tell you the story. I needed to find out why people weren't jumping right into Cast Copilot and killing it, so I took a survey. I gave them 4 options. Number 1, the tool seemed too complicated. Number 2, I don't have time to use it. Number 3, my podcast isn't so bad anymore. Number 4, I lost interest in podcasting. And then I left a box for them to write in any answer that they wanted. When the results came in, it was shocking. The vast majority of people were saying the exact same thing. They really did crack open the tool. They really did use it. And they didn't lose interest in it. I was so proud of them. But they were still in glorified broke podcaster mode. Why? The reason they said they didn't get results was because, drumroll please, learning one thing was easy, but implementing it was the hard part. They didn't have the time for it. This thought hit me like a lightning bolt. Of course, turning listeners into customers takes work. Crafting episodes that resonate with listeners takes work. Becoming a respected authority takes work. Overcoming the challenges of content creation takes work. Growing a massive audience takes work. Landing big name guests takes work. Editing and post-production take work. Building a launch team takes work. Confidence building behind the mic takes work. Getting to the top of the charts takes work. And last but not least, making it all come together. That takes a lot of work. Of course, people are struggling with that. And it's not your fault. You're probably too busy to do what needs to be done to become the next Joe Rogan. Your time is very valuable. So I thought about this. I thought some more. And I started to daydream. And I said, I wish I had a way to just flat out clone my own podcasting success and give it to you, have everything done for you, ready to go. If I could do that, I would let all my customers use it. Then I thought, that's ridiculous. That's impossible. Or is it? Because the truth is, we're living in a special time. Podcasting has leveled the playing field where we run our shows virtually on computers stored in various data centers around the world, where you can copy and paste information at the click of a mouse. So, what if instead of giving you my podcast, I just let you copy everything? What if I gave you the step-by-step blueprint and everything else I use in my very own podcast? Nothing held back. I'm talking about going all out and giving you everything you need to go from where you are to where you want to be. So think about this. I'm going to hand you podcasting success on a silver platter and everything else. For example, the exact process that anyone can use to get big guests without spending hours doing outreach. Here's an example from Tom. He says, I just went through it. I highly recommend it. Vernon has things dialed in nice and tight. Because the biggest podcasters in the world focus on being the star of the show or landing guests, not chasing downloads. And what if I showed you the exact process that was responsible for rocketing to the top of the podcast charts? Well, that's not a hypothetical question here, because that's exactly what I did. I created Pod Launch Blueprint. It contains everything I used that took me from a no-name creator to a six-figure podcaster. Everything from our unique podcasting positioning method and more. Starting with our free consulting cash flow training. How to create cash flow quickly, starting with nothing. This is a brand new strategy we recently discovered that generates low five-figure months using podcast interviews. I'll show you how to launch with momentum. That's right. You're going to be able to get new listeners and reviews fast. And the best part, I've already eliminated every obstacle. Next up, I'm going to show you how to edit your podcast in minutes. You'll be able to hand it off to a team member or do it all yourself. Because most people overthink this and never start. Next up, I'm going to show you how to use the top 25 method. You'll be able to easily craft your podcast name. Everything is in the name. Do this right, and you have podcast market fit. Next up, I'm going to show you how to select the perfect episode length and format. You'll be able to skip to the front of the line with clarity. With a format and length that works for your personality and your schedule, which equals consistency. Next up, I'm going to show you how to find the best equipment for your budget, demonstrating to your audience, guests, and sponsors that you take your craft seriously. And finally, I'm going to give you the podcast marketing playbook. You'll be able to grow your influence and audience almost overnight. Using this alone has the ability to triple your downloads in a matter of weeks. And as a special bonus, I'm going to include 21 podcast ideas you can use this weekend. There are only two ways to get your podcast launched and message to the masses: the hard way and the easy way. I'm going to show you how to use everything we just outlined above to get up and running with the least amount of work. The Pod Launch Blueprint comes with everything you need to become the next podcasting sensation. It means you'll actually be able to do this. Everything will change for you once you implement the Pod Launch Blueprint system. And from what I just outlined, you know you can do this for sure. There will never be a moment of confusion or what to do next because the Pod Launch Blueprint will give you everything you need in order to do this. Also, I don't mean to put pressure on you, but I like to reward quick thinking and quick action. And for this reason, the Pod Launch Blueprint is only available at this price from this page. Once you leave, you strike out on the opportunity to get the Pod Launch Blueprint. Now you see why it was so important that you watch the video until now. This decision about whether to get the Pod Launch Blueprint could make or break your success with the entire program. So now the question is, what is that success worth to you? What is attracting a broad and devoted listener base worth to you? What is the ability to have the podcast you've always dreamed of worth to you? I can tell you what I paid and what it's worth to me. I paid 10 years of my life and spent $70,000 in the process to create Pod Launch Blueprint, so you should get results. I did all of the hard work and figured everything out so you don't have to. I can't answer that for you, but what I can do is tell you what influence and respect is worth to me. $100,000. So if everything in the Pod Launch Blueprint got you just a fraction of that, that means it would easily be worth $5,000 at bare minimum. Seems like a deal, right? Yeah, but we're not here to do deals. We're here to help you get to where you need to go. Now, since I've made it for your benefit, it might make sense to charge what it's worth, because between the cost of testing it, figuring it all out, creating it, organizing it, packaging it, and creating the training around it, as you can see, it's not cheap. And we thought long and hard about this. On one hand, we want everyone to have it. We want to make it free. On the other hand, we can't stay in business if we give everything away. We have costs to keep, the servers, support, staff, all of that running, and the business admin costs. We thought long and hard about charging $500, knowing full well that you can get all your money's worth from just a fraction of the results you can achieve. But then we thought more about how much you are in need of something like this. So we settled on $250. $250 it was for a time. Then we thought we could do better to $150. So we did one more final chop to just $97. That's it. Just $97 for Pod Launch Blueprint. You're getting podcasting success on a silver platter and everything else I use to get respect and authority. And what's better? It's completely guaranteed. Try this out on our dime. Try it out for a full 30 days. If you don't get actual results, or if you don't feel like Pod Launch Blueprint made this process easier than anything could, or if you're not happy for any other reason at all, shoot us an email and you get every penny back. We won't ask you why. We won't ask a single question. Your info is confidential, so we won't even know about it. You'll get every penny back, right on your credit card. In fact, I'll even double the guarantee right now. You can keep Pod Launch Blueprint free of charge if for whatever reason you decide to get a refund. How's that for believing in this and believing in your ability to achieve success with this? There's a button below. That button is your key to guaranteed success. That button is your key to having the podcast you've always wanted. That's your key to freedom. That's your key to a better life. So hit that button right now, and your account will automatically be upgraded to include the Pod Launch Blueprint. Your Pod Launch Blueprint will be unlocked, and you can begin using it the second you log in to your members area. If you really think about this, it's just $3.23 per day over the course of 1 month. Many of you spend as much as $4 a day on coffee. But instead of investing in making some coffee CEO rich, start investing in yourself. This isn't a hard decision because this is going to make sure you actually get the results you want from the product you've already bought. So take a good look at the button below. Realize what it means, your freedom, your dream life, and hit the button now, and I'll see you on the flip side. You've got two options, I should let you know. You can spend the next few years and at least $2,000 to get this done on your own. You can do nothing and stay where you're at. Or you can invest in yourself and your future and get absolutely everything I promised for a fraction of the work and a fraction of the time. If you're truly committed to your success, it's not even a decision for you. You know exactly what to do. If you're truly committed to your success, it's not even a decision for you. You know exactly what to do. You know you need to hit that button below, and the rest is done. Hit the button now and unlock your success. Hit the button now and make the hard work easy. Hit the button now and eliminate all the stress of the process. Hit the button now and try it out for 30 days before you even decide. Hit the button now and upgrade your order. And I'll see you on the inside.